Just got off work. Let's close this door for better sound isolation. Inside this box is, I believe, the first one in America. So, be excited. Open it up. Don't look at my short shorts. Now, as you may know, this company is from Israel. Hey, they got an assembly sheet. That's cool. Not everyone's coaster will come with a hub guard. They just sent that to me because I've been in contact with them for, I don't know, about a year. The hardware looks amazing. They don't offer this in a female configuration yet, but I've been told that it would be easy to take their same design and apply it to a female design. Now, if you were to replace these nuts here with some aluminum ones, you know, these are steel, and I mean, honestly, I really recommend just leaving them steel, but you know, if you're looking for the absolute lightest weight setup, you know, get some aluminum axle nuts because they are heavy. Let's see. Now, the hub guard is easily replaceable, just pops right on. Cool. I'm gonna get a couple more of these. We'll get it built up and see how they made this possible. I will say that the driver teeth look to be pretty thin. They probably did that for weight saving reasons. They have big old 8mm slots. The hub shell, there's nothing really special about the hub shell, it's just like a regular hub shell. The flange on the driver's side is larger, so if you're planning on buying just the hub like I did, you need to have like a different size spoke length for the driver's side than you do for the non-drive side. So a couple things to note that they told me were important. There's an O-ring, a sticker, and another cone nut in here. One thing to note that's important though, is they said to make sure and keep your cone nuts tight. That's like the only maintenance that they suggest. And before you go harden the paint on it and just start doing fakies everywhere, they want you to do like a break-in process, like ride it around for an hour or two. Give it a chance to work in, you know, because the internals are brand new. They haven't mated together perfectly just yet. So yeah, let's build this thing up and we'll see what we're working with here. Let's get home. Okay, so here she is all built up. Looking fresh. The Free Knight. Forward, backward, cassette, free coaster. One and the same. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how loud it is when it's coasting. So you can barely hear it. Like, this is like coasting at a sort of normal speed when you kind of roll up to a trick slowly, you know, for like tech tricks. It's like nothing. I did the break-in process, rode it for about an hour and a half without doing any kind of fakies or anything. I have noticed I slow down a little bit quicker with this hub. And I'm sure once it's broken in all the way and you've been, you know, riding for like a month or two, that'll change. As of right now, when I stop pedaling and I coast, it feels like it slows me down quicker than even my other cassettes. Of course, I'm also comparing this hub to cassettes that I've been running for, you know, years. So it's not really a fair comparison, but just something to note. So it does kind of make rolling up the stuff a little bit, not more difficult, but you have to kind of relearn how fast you need to go before you start coasting, you know, when you're rolling up to something. Because right there, I stopped pedaling, and with my free coaster, I would have been going about the speed I wanted to go. But with that, I was going a little bit slower than I wanted to. So at first, you're gonna have to kind of pedal a little bit faster than you think. So right about now, it's a learning process, just like any new part. You gotta get used to it. In terms of the engagement, it feels kind of like a decent quality cassette. Definitely not instant engagement, but it's nice. Oops. Let's do a little bit of a foot jam and show you kind of like a slower speed. Maybe I'll do a little Abubaca too. We'll see. One of my favorite tricks is an Abubaca. Test that out. I think this is where the hub might get confused as to what direction you want it to go. So we'll see if this confuses it here. No? Shitty half cab, but let's try it again. So it seems like as long as you hop before something, it kind of like knocks the coaster out of engagement. I don't know if that's the right term for it. Let's try a foot jam. It's weird having pedal pressure whenever I want it, pretty much. Oops. So here I'm backpedaling while I'm going forward. No noises. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm going to back pedal and then pedal forward, and it's just right there. There's no delay. It feels just like a cassette. See, I'm backpedaling. So I didn't land that because it was all off balance because I'm doing something I wouldn't normally do. I'm going to try to pedal forward while I'm faking and see if the coaster will let me do that. Okay, didn't disengage it. Ooh, shit. So you don't want to pedal forward while you're going backwards. At least not at that speed. I don't know why you'd want to do that anyway. And I hope I didn't just damage it at all, but it doesn't sound different or anything, so. We'll consider that part of the breaking in process. Okay, just to demonstrate again. So this is backpedaling. It just sounds like a free coaster, but it's super, I mean, crank flip for days if you're into that kind of stuff. And then you got pedal pressure right there. So yeah, let me show you. So this is fully disengaged, or what would be disengaged for a free coaster. So we just did the back pedal, and I'm going to push down and see how much rotation of the cranks you have to get to where you actually engaged with the cassette. Okay, so that was about like what, 2.5 inches of travel before it engages, which is awesome. So if you're rolling out of something slow, you're doing like a tech trick, you can pedal out of it. You know, with a free coaster, you're just dead. If you wonder what that occasional clicking noise is, it's my sprocket. I do a lot of sprocket stalls, and the pins on this chain are kind of catching on the sprocket, so it's not the hub. We'll do a little 180 up this curb. Okay, I had pedal pressure. Yeah. Okay, so at that point, going that speed, I had the choice to either go backwards or pedal forward, you know, if I wanted to keep it and not lose my balance there. Cool. That's going to help a lot with little tech tricks I do where I'm kind of just moving slow, trying to be accurate with my peg or my tire placements. Very cool. Now, if you read anything about this hub on their website, it's supposed to be comparable to a cassette in terms of weight. Let's try a hop no footer. I didn't feel like. Ooh! My bike went sideways. My pedals are moving too much. I don't want to get full extension with my legs because my pedals are, I don't know if you can see, but they're kind of spinning when I lift them off. So I gotta, it's because the bushings on these pedals are kind of worn in and they spin a little bit too freely. They're supposed to not spin at all. But that felt safer. I didn't feel like if I missed with my back foot, I didn't feel like I was going anywhere because you can see you have a little bit of delay. As long as you land front foot forward, you know, if you do tail whips or any trick where you take your feet off, you know pretty much to aim for that front pedal first if you're on a cassette. So this is more like a cassette in that you aim for that and you're relatively safe because you have a little bit of a rotational mass preventing you from just like going all the way forward immediately. It's nice for slow speeds too because you can crank to keep your balance. With a free coaster, as you may know, you have to like do like a full like quarter crank to, or an eighth of a crank to kind of get back in the groove and get some pedal pressure again. But this one's just like, it's just always right there. This is going to be my primary rear wheel. This is my main bike. So this is what I'm going to be running from now on. If you see me in any future videos, this is the wheel that I'm going to be running. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments in this video or future videos. Hopefully this is an educational video for you. And if you're looking for a hub, it's not a cheap hub by any means, but new technology never is. And this is definitely the future of free coaster hubs, in my humble opinion. Take that for what it's worth. I love new technology and I love progression. The Freenite Planetary Coaster. Pick one up. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.